the castle gates to bedtime tales, laughs on the road and the monorail meet up on Main Street. Oh, Epcot to raise a glass and clink, telling old trip stories over one more drink. DisDad intro, here we go, talking parks, kids, all the magic we know. DisDad intro, hit play, let's start the show. Hey, DisDad intro.
Welcome to DisDad Intros, the show where we get to know the voices, stories, and Disney passions behind the DisDad Club. I'm your host, Justin West, fellow dad, Disney fan, and proud member of this incredible community of fathers who love their families. And maybe just happen to love a good Dole Whip too. Every episode, we'll sit down with a different DisDad to hear how Disney became part of their family's story, from their first park memories to their favorite tips, traditions, and those special moments that keep the magic alive. So whether you're listening from Main Street, your minivan, or somewhere far beyond the berm, sit back and enjoy getting to know another one of our DisDad brothers. This is DisDad Intros. Now let's meet today's guest, Jay Gilbert. How you doing, Jay?
Good, Justin. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good tonight. We've met and talked before, but the goal here is to get all the other DisDads to get to know each other. So why don't you start out and tell us who you are and where you're from and a little bit about your family.
Sound good? Again, Jay Gilbert. My family consists of my fiance, Tara, and my two children, Kaylee and Corey. Kaylee is currently a DC peer working at the monorail. She's about halfway through her program and has no intentions on coming back to Pennsylvania at all. And Corey is a sophomore in architectural engineering at a local community college with aspirations to work for Lego.
So, Jay, what do you do for a living?
Currently, I work for a company out of California that does IT solutions. My main priority right now is I actually am responsible for all the telecommunications at a nuclear power plant. Yeah, it's a little interesting.
So, Jay, where did you discover the DisDads and how long have you been a part of this group?
I found the DisDads about probably 20 years ago. At this point, we were just planning, I think, Corey's first trip, which was in Tyne. Kaylee had been there in 2006. We went for the first time as a family before Corey was born. And then our first trip as a family of four was in Tyne. So probably right around that time, I found the DisDads on the Dis boards. Actually, funny story was I found it through Tim Bouloigne's trip report with Juliana when he did his trip report about her Make-A-Wish trip.
Oh, okay.
So Tim was actually the first DisDad that I communicated with at all way back when.
Awesome. So then where did your love of Disney come from?
Don't really know where it started. I would say I went one time when I was a child. I was about 8 or 9 years old. My grandparents took me, did not really enjoy it, to be honest. All I wanted to do, apparently, from what my grandfather tells me, is to go back to the pool and swim all day. I don't know that that's a really good memory from the first trip, but I do remember going, and I still actually have my Orangeburg cup, like the orange juice cup that was shaped like the orange from that trip. My grandparents kept it for all those years. And when my grandfather passed away a couple of years ago, my aunt actually found it in the attic and gave it to me. So it's part of my tiki bar collection that's down the basement.
Oh, that's cool.
My first adult memory, well, I shouldn't say that adult memory. I also went once in high school and we performed and marched down Main Street with our high school band. So that was a really big, cool experience for myself. At that point, I realized it was a pretty cool place to be and hang out.
Nice. So what's your favorite memory from at Disney World?
I think probably the first time I took each of the kids were some of my favorite memories. Kaylee, I have a picture of Kaylee from our very first trip where she's sitting on my shoulders watching the show at the train station at Magic Kingdom on our first day. And she has just the biggest smile on her face. And I have tears flowing down my face, apparently. I was just overcome with emotion having her there for the first time. And with Corey, it was when he first met Stitch. Our first morning on his trip, we did breakfast at Ohana, and he was sitting in his high chair because he was only 2.5 at the time, or just before he turned 3. And Stitch came crawling over and like crawled up the back of the high chair to him. And just seeing his reaction when he got to see Stitch for the first time was really when it hit. I mean, it was always a cool thing to see Disney, but to see it with kids is just totally different.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely hits differently. So, what is your favorite park and why?
I'm actually a really big Star Wars guy, so Hollywood Studios has become my favorite park. I know Terry will have to disagree because it's not the best park, but it is a very close second. Animal Kingdom is a very close second for me, but Star Wars is a true passion of Disney at this point for character experiences and just the rides. I love Rise of the Resistance. I know people are going to say I'm weird, but I still love Star Tours. So it's just anything Star Wars immersion is where I'm at this point.
So, would Rise then be your favorite ride?
Yes, Rise of the Resistance is my favorite ride.
It's a pretty incredible thing, especially when everything's working.
Yeah,
properly.
the very first time I rode it, I'll never forget the lady that was a cast member that was at the end. Her exact words were, "Your reaction is exactly why I worked this ride," because she said it just, the look on people's faces when they rode it the first time is what she wanted to see.
Yeah, it's such an epic experience, especially when you go into the room with all the stormtroopers and everything.
Yes.
So what you mentioned your tiki collection and everything. I don't know, what would be your favorite food? Either your favorite food, your favorite drink, your favorite restaurant, all three.
If we go quick service or like cart style stuff, I'm a huge fan of the spring rolls. I love the cheesesteak or the cheeseburger spring rolls in Magic Kingdom. Quick service meal, I would probably say Columbia Harbor House. It's not a big time fan favorite a lot of times, but it's just one that we've always enjoyed. I guess because the kids could get whatever they wanted there and had different options available for us. I'm going to probably break the mold here when I say my favorite drink on property is the Ottawa Apple at the popcorn cart in Canada. I love the Crown Royal, maple infused Crown Royal. It's just one of my favorites. I actually have a bottle of it at home pretty much all the time. And now Kaylee is of age and it's one of her favorites as well.
Well done. I like to say there's no wrong answers. We all have different tastes, and even when it comes to parks, when it comes to rides, all of it is good for the most part. But we all have our preferences. But so if there was one thing you could change at Walt Disney World, what would that be?
I don't know. I didn't really get a chance to think about this one, so give me a second and I'll come up with something. But
okay, no worries. In the meantime, how often do you typically visit the parks, and what's your favorite time of the year to visit?
I usually go once a year. This year probably will be a couple times more because of Kaylee being there. So not having to buy park tickets and getting a good discount on some rooms for a couple weeks, a couple times a year. So we'll probably be there a couple more times. Corey's actually, we were down in January. Tara and I went down in January to see Kaylee and be a part of the DDC. And Corey's going down in a couple weeks here after he's done school. He's going down for a couple days to hang out with Kaylee, and then probably going to end up going back in August at least to help her move out of her Flamingo Crossing dorm apartment and into her regular apartment. We're going to have to take some furniture and stuff down for her. So we'll probably end up driving down in August.
Awesome. Well, that'll be a cool time to help settle her in the new digs.
Yeah. My favorite time, I'm going to sound weird, not weird, but cliche when I say this, but I love going when all the guys are there. I love going in January, and, we've hung out quite a few times at DDCs over the last couple of years, and just getting to hang out with everybody, doing various things. And, this year we did the miniature golf and they did fishing and stuff like that. It's just a fun time because you don't have to even go to the parks. There's a lot of guys that don't go to the parks during the DDCC and just do all the other experiences.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun time to come together, kind of take a break. Everybody's got busy lives, a lot of things going on,
Right.
and it's a special experience to be able to just really hang out and catch up with the guys and create new memories and everything. It certainly is. I would recommend it to anybody if you have the opportunity.
For sure, especially with 15 coming up in January of next year. I know we spent a couple hours the one night this year just sitting in a room talking about what we're going to do for 15. Like, we started planning for 15 while we were at 14.
Yeah, I know there's going to be a lot of work going in by the guys to try to make it as special as possible, and we'd like to get as many people as possible down. I'm planning on attending myself this coming year. I haven't been able to make it every year, but I definitely don't want to miss this next one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Like I said, I know we had a blast this year with the miniature golf and the picnic. Raised quite a bit of money for Give Kids the World this year. It's always a fun time. It's emotional to do the Give Kids the World. Like, you do see some things that you don't want to see on a daily basis, but to see the joy that those kids have 99% of the time, it hits you where it should hit you as a dad. You never want it to be your family, and you hope that it's never your family, but you like being able to do something for the families that are being affected by it.
It's certainly one of the most memorable experiences that I've had, especially when attending one of the DDCCs.
Yeah.
It hurts your heart, but it fills your heart at the same time.
It does.
So,
and knowing that, Juliana was a part of that, and that's how we started that, is because not how we started it, but that's part of the very reason we do it, is because of Juliana being affected by it. And, her family, all of them have been parts of the DDCC before. And Tim is a huge part of our club. Tim's one of the great guys in this group, just one of many. But I know you actually know him probably better than I do at this point. You spend time with him more than I do, but to do things like that, it's just a totally different experience. And everybody says, why do you do that on vacation? I'm like, because it's fun. I enjoy doing it. I like to volunteer.
For sure. And it's you take part of your day to make a huge difference in people's lives, and I don't feel like it's a negative at all. It's
Never.
I would say that even most of us who do it get far more out of it than what we actually end up doing for it.
Oh, I agree.
So,
I totally agree. It's an amazing experience, and one of my favorite parts of the DDC.
Yes, for sure. So, Jay, just get off the Disney topic just for a second. Do you have any personal hobbies or interests outside of Disney?
I do. Generally, from anytime from April to October, you can find me at the golf course. Try to golf 2 to 3 times a week if I could. Sometimes it's not as easy, but I do play a lot of tournaments and run a couple tournaments for different organizations I'm involved with. I'm very active with our fire company. I'm actually a 32-year member of the same department that my grandfather, my dad, one of my uncles, 2 of my cousins, and both of my children have been active firefighters in the same department over the course of our life. It's been about 65 years total of our family in the same department in town here. Actually, hours today. I spent 7 hours at a fire today. Wasn't sure I was going to be able to stay awake for this, to be honest. I was pretty shot after I got home. But
that's incredible, and I thank you for taking time out of your day to chat with me. Incredible stuff by you and your family to do that, and I know you care about your community and wanting to protect it and the people in it. So
yeah, so if I'm not on the golf course or at home, I'm probably at the firehouse doing something. We fundraise, and we do all 100% volunteer, so we raise all our own money. Each of it, for all All our expenses pretty much come from what we earn.
Cool. Very cool. So is there one thing, if there's one thing, an interesting fact or a nugget that maybe the Diz Dads guys don't know about you that you'd like to put out there?
Most of the guys know that I'm considered an amputee at this point. A couple years ago, I was diagnosed with an infection and lost part of both of my feet. So I'm considered that. But the fun fact is I've delivered 4 babies in my life.
Wow.
I've delivered a boy, a set of twins, and a girl.
Well, that's pretty cool. Nice. Well, Jay, you got any last parting comments before we sign off there?
I do. I just want to, if you're thinking about DDCC, just do it. It is one thing that you will enjoy more than just regular trips to Disney are fun, but to do it with a group of guys that are all in it for the same reason, want to do the same things, hang out. It's not your typical Disney trip, but it will be a fun Disney trip. So I would recommend anybody that gets the chance to do it. And I'm calling out John Hannes because he needs to be there eventually.
Well, I can echo those remarks. It is a great time, and it's always fun. While I love hanging with the guys and the friends that we've made over the years, I always enjoy meeting new people and getting new life into the group. So,
Look, the first time we met, we were at the DDCC, and then I drove past your house and stopped and visited.
Yep, I remember that fondly. So, well, Jay, thank you for joining me this evening, and for Jay, I'm Justin, and this has been another episode of DisDad Intros.
Have a good night, guys.
From the castle gates to bedtime tales, laughs on the road and the monorail. Meet up on Main Street or Epcot to raise a glass and clink, telling old trip stories over one more drink. DisDad Intros, here we go. Talking